Okay, students, we're going to look at how to set up our Cara.App portfolio sites. So for starters, you want to make sure you go to Cara.App. That's C-A-R-A.app. And that'll take you here. You're going to want to click Sign Up in the upper right-hand corner and choose Sign Up. Then you should choose Sign Up with Google. And I'm going to use a test student here, but you should use your Google login. If it doesn't show up here, log into Google. Go ahead and click Continue. This will have you set up your profile. Now, I'm going to advise that you please don't put your first and last name on display name. Your email is fine. And you can come up with a username as long as it's school appropriate. We're going to be using this throughout school and if you take more of my classes. So you can use like first name, last initial. If you have a different name you go by, you can use it. Just as long as I eventually get the link to the portfolio, it's fine. This is going to be Stacy Fake Student. And the username... let's see if it'll give me Stacy F. Okay, leave off this website here. This would be like if you had a separate website than your Cara. Your bio here, I would put like a sentence or two that describes what you are. So like, I am a sophomore in high school. Or like, I am a game development student in high school. This is my sophomore year. If for some reason you want to also have like other art on here as an easy way to digitally show art on your phone and other places, because it's what we call responsive, so it looks good on a computer and on text. You could also say like, I am also working on painting or whatever. Just gonna be like 1 or 2 sentences. Location, I would put Ashboro, even though many of you don't live in Ashboro. That is where our school is. We could say like at UCA High School, which is at least somewhat, there's lots of UCAs. We don't need an invite code. This would be like if somebody else invited us. I'm going to assume you're not going to be a supporter. You can choose hidden here. And then profile view setting, we want to be portfolio. So the other setting is timeline, which is basically the Twitter view. So you do want it to be portfolio setting. And then go ahead and say you understand and you're an individual. And click save. Oh, Stacy F. Oh, lowercase letters and numbers only. There we go. Okay, now you'll see as it loads up here, it does again look quite like Twitter, but this is for when you're uploading stuff or, of course, posting. So when you eventually post, you'll type some stuff here about your portfolio and you'll add video and picture here. But we actually look over here in the upper right to our username. I'm going to click your profile. And so the other thing we want to do here, here's what we just wrote there. But we have an about page. So we're going to click and add an about page. And this would be, again, just like maybe a little bit more, right? You could also take this line out of our like direct profile so that we just have like a single line. And then in here, you could say like, I am a sophomore. All of these, it's like, I would potentially put you're open to internships, but you could also leave it as nothing. We're all still high school students here, but you would put like sophomore in high school, you know, studying, favorite subject, and game dev. I'm interested in this type of art, or It's just anything about you. It is public, so don't go crazy with a bunch of like recognizable details. You don't want somebody to look at this and be able to find out everything about you. But talk a little bit about, um, you know, if you're in art classes or if you actually want to go into science, or just give a little bit about your plans. I'm going to say or whatever. Right? Give me like 3 or 4 sentences. Okay, then go ahead and hit save. So then we have an about page. You could even say here, you could even say you are a charter academy high school. You could throw that in there. You could even say this is for my class if it's not something you intend on using later. If you want, then you can spend a little bit of time like looking at other stuff and liking it or following specific artists. There's a lot of really cool artists on here, and you can even search for, if we go to explore, you can search for like different types of art. You can search for 3D modeling art, for example. And you could find some really cool artwork. And if you like something somebody's done, you could then follow them so that it shows up on your likes. You could find some really cool, sort of interesting 3D work here. This is sick. That's awesome. Okay, and you can see here the way that you'll be eventually doing your own posts where you have some writing on it on the side. And like this, once we, back in class, start uploading our work, it will show up here sort of in portfolio view like it did there where we get lots of squares. So the expectation is you at least have a login, create your profile, create your about page.